on my way to Chicago, but I got lost. And on my way to Chicago, I went and saw Diana Ross and the Supremes. That was in 1970. This is such a low-budget production, ladies and gentlemen. I had to introduce myself. We welcome each and every one of you to this show tonight. Good evening. Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much. My name is Pedro Garcia, and tonight we have a great show for you. We have comedian Mark Olavarrieta in the house, and we also have Superstar Hall of Famer, conjunto musician, Mr. Cha Jimenez in the house. Thank you. And Grecia is still on her way from South America. She might be here, she might not be here. She called me, she says, "Aquí vengo, Pedro." I told her you should have left 3 hours ago, not 1 hour ago from home to get here. So hopefully Grecia will be able to join us, ladies and gentlemen. Anyhow, I was thinking, you know, I like dogs. I have a dog. My dog, his name is Tizoc. I named him after the character Tizoc in the movie Tizoc! Con Maria Felix and Pedro Infante. Some of you may remember the movie. Anybody here saw that movie before? Yeah. Yeah? Tizoc! Yeah, so at first I used to get embarrassed because my dog Tizoc, well, you know how when you're training him to do the poo-poo and the pee-pee outside? Yeah, so I'd leave him outside and then I'd have to call him because he'd go astray. Tizoc! People would be looking at me like, "Hey, who are you calling?" "I'm calling my dog." "What's his name?" "His name is Tizoc." "What is Tizoc?" Tizoc, Mr. Tizoc. It's an emperor name from the Aztec culture before Moctezuma. It was Tizoc. So I named him Tizoc. And in the movie Tizoc, the character played by the priest Andres Soler, I remember when he's mad at Pedro Infante because Pedro Infante takes the girl up into the hills, he kidnaps her because he's been deceived by her and her family. So the preacher goes to the foot of the mountain to tell him to bring her back because the soldiers are going to go get him if he doesn't. And the preacher's there at the foot of the mountain. "Tizoc! ¿Qué quiere, padrecito? Baja con la niña María, Tizoc! Tizoc no quiere bajar con la niña. Te van a matar los soldados, Tizoc. The soldiers are going to kill you, Tizoc. No importa, Tizoc no baja con la niña. La niña ¿qué quiere?" And then at the end, the father, he gives up and he turns back and he says, "Tizoc, baja para darte la bendición, Tizoc." Tizoc no quiere bendiciones, padre. Tizoc doesn't want blessings. He's mad. He's upset. Great movie. 1957. It won at the Bear Film Festival in Germany. Best foreign film for that country when it was shown there. And it won an Oscar for Pedro Infante for Best Actor, equivalent to the Oscar. I think they call it the Bear. Well, Pedro Infante died shortly before that event, unfortunately. One of Mexico's greatest actors. So the director received the award in his honor. Great movie. Anyhow, that's what my dog is named. His name is Tizoc. I love that movie. Yeah, well, I also have an imaginary dog. His name is Sniffles. Yeah, he's with me all the time. I call him Sniffles because when I first met him, he went... So I call him Sniffles or Sniffles. Same thing. He's here right now. Here, boy. Come here, boy. Come here. Oh, good boy, Sniffles. Sniffles, good boy, chiquitito Sniffles. Sit, boy. Sit. Siéntate, Sniffles. He's bilingual. Sit, boy. Sit. Good boy, Sniffles. Give me your hand, Sniffles. You don't want to speak English? Okay. Dame la mano. Ah, good boy, Tizoc. Good boy. I mean, Sniffles. Sorry. Sniffles, jump. Jump, Sniffles. Jump over the stick. Did you see him? Jump again, this way. Did you see him? Good boy, Sniffles. Go to the corner, Sniffles. Sniffles, I'm not a fire hydrant. Sniffles, go back to your corner. I'm sorry, Sniffles, I'm not mad. I talk like that. He thinks because I yell, I'm mad. I'm not. It's the way I talk. Especially here in the valley where it gets real hot. You know, I remember when I was a kid, my father, he would be like, ¿Quieres ir a comer, mijo? Sí, papi. ¿Quieres un helado? Sí, papi. I'm sorry, mijo. I'm not mad, but it's hot. It's hot in the valley. Anybody have been here during the summer when it's like about 110, 107, 106, 102? Whew, sweaty. It's very hot here in the valley. Anyhow, I remember when I was growing up too, my father, he used to take me to the barber shop. I didn't like it because he would tell the barber, córtele todo.
Yeah.
Déjelo peloncito. Cut everything. Let him bald-headed, like Kojak. When I was a little kid, about 5 or 6, it didn't matter, right? I was okay with it, but then I turned like 12 or 13, remember? And I was like, trying to impress the girls and everything, and my hair was already growing a little long. My dad hadn't taken me in a long time to the barber because he was busy working. But one morning, I missed the school bus. I was combing my hair. I was going to meet Minerva that day. Oh, Minerva, yes. And then the school bus passed, and I missed it. And then my father said, I went to knock on the door of my father's house. He was already getting up to go to work. ¿Qué pasó, mijo? Dad, I need a ride to school. I missed the school bus. You missed the school bus, mijo? Why, mijo? I don't know, Dad. Get in the car, mijito. I'll take you to school. So I got in the car, and then we were heading towards Reynosa because we lived in Hidalgo. And I said, Dad, school's not that way. Dad, school. Yes, mijo, but first I'm going to take you to the barber. No, Dad, not today, Dad, please. Yes, mijo, you are too long in the restroom, like if it was a beauty salon, and you take too long and you miss the school bus. I'm going to take you to cut your hair so you won't have that problem anymore. So we got to the barber, and of course, ¿cómo quiere que lo deje, Pedro? How do you want me to leave it, Pedro? Córtele todo, pelón, como Kojak. So there I was, the day I was supposed to meet Minerva. So I went to school, and I was all peloncito. I was trying to cover it up and everything, and then nobody noticed. All the kids, they didn't notice. I was just like, and I met Minerva, and Minerva didn't notice either. She gave me, some of her frijoles and tacos and tortilla sandwich. Well, it was an enchilada, actually. And she was my friend, and I realized that day that what matters was that she liked me for me. So now I have natural short hair. Yeah.
Why don't you get a dye?
Huh? I remember growing up, it was tough, but somebody had to do it. Another thing that bothers me sometimes is diabetes, for example. It's a terrible disease, and it's prevalent here in the valley of the Rio Grande of South Texas. Diabetes, it's terrible. I hate it. And one time I went to a conference on diabetes, and I asked all the doctors, what's causing diabetes? And they just looked at me like, well, it's controllable. I said, yeah, but what's causing it? I said, it's the water. I told them, it's the water in the Rio Grande Valley, I told them. And they said, no, the water is good. Because my dad, he always used to tell me, mijo, this water is the best water. Drink it. And my dad, pobrecito, well, he did die of diabetes, my dad, a couple of years ago. But, I was interested in the disease. I want to find ways to help people, live better and not suffer from that disease. So the doctors finally told me, no, it's not in the water. It's in the diet and in exercising. It's controllable. So I paid attention because I believed in that. Oh, so eat better. Don't eat too much. Like when you go to a Chinese food restaurant, just because you pay like $10 and it's a buffet and you can go like 5 times. Just go one time. And enjoy that one time, and then go for some vegetables or some fruits or something, and enjoy that. And next time spend another $10 for another time. But yeah, sometimes you go and you gotta put everything on the plate because it's $10 for everything. That's not good for you. Anyhow, eat better, the doctor said, and also get running, jogging. So I want to be an advocate for every city leader in the Rio Grande Valley of South Texas to build lots of walking and running trails for us. Yes. To talk to your political leaders and tell them, we want a park here, we want another park over there, and we want it with lights too, some of them, so that at nighttime we can walk and run, because in the daytime, hijo de la patada está más caliente que la fregada. Woo! In the summertime, who wants to go walking? It's very hot. So put some lights out there and let's get some exercise. Let's control the diet. Yeah, my dad, well, he used to eat 3 tortillas de harina, 3 flour tortillas for every meal, 3 times a day, times 3 meals. That's 9 tortillas per day. That's 9 times 7. That's 56 tortillas in 1 week, times 40 years. Do the math. That's like about 60,000 tortillas of flour. Those get into your arteries, and those get thick. And my dad, he was a hard worker. He worked at Great Lakes Steel Mill for a long time in Ecorse, Michigan. And then he came to Hidalgo and opened up a hardware store. But, he didn't take good care of his diet and stuff. He liked exercising, but not enough. Anyhow, that's what I have to say about diabetes. Yeah. Oh, well, I was thinking about Brad Pitt today. Not in that way! I was thinking about that other actress, the one who's won most Academy Awards than any other actress. What's her name? Anybody know? She was a cook guru in one movie she made not too long ago. She was also in The Devil's Wear Prada. Meryl Streep. Thank you very much. You win a prize, lady. We'll give it to you in about 10 years from now. Okay. I know, that's not funny. Anyhow, Meryl Streep, yeah, oh, Brad Pitt. I was thinking about actors. You know, actors, the people say, wow, he's a great actor, man. He's a great actor. She's a great actress. They're wonderful. You know, and they are. But there's a lot of wonderful actors all over the world. You know, there's a lot of talent all over the place. There's a lot of Brad Pitts and a lot of, what's her name again? Meryl Streeps. There's a lot of Meryl Streeps, and there's a lot of them. It's just that they aren't in the limelight. They haven't been discovered, or they just haven't gotten there. And but they're great anyway. So a lot of people do a lot of great things without the limelight. That's what I'm saying. You know, Brad Pitt. Thank you, Brad Pitt. You're in the limelight. You're making great movies. We like it. And you know, Meryl Streep also, she is a great actress and doing great too, so that's all good. And that's all I have to say about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring out our first guest. And before that, I want to tell you, Pat and Lyndon is a play that I'm directing. And we're going to be premiering it here. So before you leave, in a little while, Dolly is going to pass out some of these flyers. If you want to come and see our play, it's about Pat Castaneda, a Vietnam soldier, and Lyndon B. Johnson, the 36th President of the United States. It's even got Robert McNamara in there. Did I say that right? Yeah, the Secretary of Defense of the United States at the time. And it's a tribute to the fallen soldier of Vietnam and also of other wars. We have great pride in presenting that play to you. So please make sure you come back here and see that. My first guest is a comedian. I met him recently because I went to the Cine El Rey in McAllen, and I saw him doing comedy there, and he was funny. Funnier than I was. Yeah. You know, he's trained. Mark the Mexicant is a homegrown valley boy currently residing in McAllen, Texas. Mark graduated high school and is a former Bulldog. He went to graduate college at the University of Texas Pan American in December of 2004, receiving his Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice degree. He moved to San Antonio to pursue a career in law enforcement, and is now or was back then, a probation officer for Bexar County in San Antonio, Texas, and gave him 2 years of his dedicated hard work. I think Mark is now working as a probation officer for Hidalgo County Probation Department. And he's a young man, and he's got a lot of energy, and he's very funny, and he's a great guy. And I want you to meet Mark. He's going to come out right now and entertain us before we bring out our legendary artist, Mr. Cha Jimenez. Let's give it up for Mark Olavarrieta, the Mexican.
There. Ladies and gentlemen, Florida, Texas, what's going on? Make some noise! Yeah, it's so quiet back here, man. I was back there, I'm like, what is going on here, man? Do we need alcohol in here or what? Yeah. Right? Todos viejitos aquí, sí, we need alcohol. So good. Is my mic on? Can y'all hear me okay? I can't tell if it's on. Check. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, man. It's so good to be here, man. You know, Florida, Texas. You know, I'm so thankful for Pedro to bring me out here tonight. And I thought, man, you know, it's always about being at the right place at the right time. You know what I'm saying? And I just happen to be at the right place at the right time. Tonight, it's the right time because it's 7 o'clock Friday doing a comedy show and I'm still sober. You know, and it's definitely the right place because as soon as I'm done doing my comedy show, I get paid and I get to register for my GED. So how's that? That's pretty cool. Doesn't get better than that, man. How's everybody enjoying their spring break? Everybody enjoying their spring break? Yeah? Cool, man. I love spring break. You know what? We're never too old for spring break. You know what I'm saying? You could be 30 years old, like my best friend at the beach calling me right now. You know, he'll call me and be like, woohoo, spring break 2011. I'm like, dude, you didn't even graduate high school, man. What's going on? Really? How you gonna talk to me about spring break, man? I love spring break. It's fantastic. You know, I love the Valley. I'm doing a lot of touring right now, all over the nation, and it's been a blast so far. And, but it's nothing like home, man. I love the Valley. Ultimately, it doesn't matter where you go or where you move, you're always going to miss your hometown. My hometown is right here in the Rio Grande Valley. You know what I mean? And I love that because there's a lot of things that people can learn about us. If you're not from the Rio Grande Valley, people can learn a lot about us. Like income tax season. It's income tax season going on right now, right? White people can learn a thing or two about us peeps from the Rio Grande Valley. I love everybody. I love white people, but I love all kinds of races. But white people have their own kind of income tax. They got H&R Block, they've got Jackson Hewitt, we got Amigos de Valle income tax. Rapido, sácame pula income tax. I love it. And then of course the latest, what's his name? Lightning Fast or Lightning Flash? Lightning Fast Dinero.
Prontissimo.
Prontissimo. Guachaira. Hijo. That was my voice, by the way. No, it wasn't. It's fantastic, man. And the good thing about, a lot of the people here in the Valley, a lot of people can learn other things like illegal cable. Anybody here got illegal cable? I'm not on the, whatever. I'm not on the clock. Y'all can be honest, okay? I work 8 to 5 probation officer. Y'all can be truthful. I have illegal cable. There's nothing like having illegal cable though down here, man. It's cool. You don't get very many people, down here. I mean, it's very simple. Call up Chewy, hey, for a 6-pack of Bud Light and a free pizza. There's no limit to the things Chewy will do, man. He'll get up on the roof. He'll risk his life. Hey, the only problem is when it goes out, who do you call?
You buy the bullet.
Time Warner, yeah, well, the thing is, the cable goes out, you see the Time Warner van going real slow, and you're like, oh, okay, get down, no one's gonna see us. You start acting like it's the cops and crap. You gotta be careful with that. Now, I'm a regular performer, Ray, like I said, haven't had any alcohol tonight. Could certainly use some, but I mean, do people like to drink here? Yeah, make some noise? Good. I love, I love drinking. You know what, it'd be great if we had a little alcohol here, but hey, nonetheless, we're gonna have some great fun tonight. And, I'll tell you that the one thing about alcohol, drinking, I love drinking. The only problem I have with drinking is drinking and driving, okay? Don't drink and drive, guys. I have a huge problem with that, okay? I love drinking so much, I quit driving. You know what I mean? Yeah. No. But it's just, it's true. The other night I was completely, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was completely slammed the other night. I was coming back from a comedy show, and I got pulled over by a cop, okay, a female cop, really hot too. I was like, I didn't know they existed down here. But, yeah, they do. And I'm just kind of sitting down, in my car, and she comes up to me, and I'm like I said, I'm wasted. So she comes up, she's like, excuse me, sir. And I'm like, hi, officer. What seems to be the officer problem? And she's like, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? And I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't see you. I don't know. And see, the thing about when we drink, guys, is that we get very honest, especially Latinos. Latinos are very truthful when they're drunk. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like our truth serum, right? So she comes up to me and she's like, excuse me, sir, are you texting and driving? I'm like, no, officer, that's dangerous. I would never do anything like that. I'm just checking my Facebook, that's all. And she's like, sir, can you get out of the car? I'm like, no, I'm too drunk. Why don't you just get in? So I get out of the car, right? And I'm doing my thing, and she's like, sir, I'm sorry, but I'm seeing a lot of signs. Your speech appears to be very slurred. And I'm like, it's not slurred, officer. I'm speaking to you in cursive. That's what I'm doing. She's like, sir, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm going to have to place you under arrest for operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol. Gee, can't you just say DWI? Shit, So she goes, anything you say can and will be used against you. And I looked at her and I said, really? How about those breasts? That'll work. Went to jail, ended up on probation, and I'm doing comedy for you guys. How about that? Huh? I was going to use a joke that I've been unemployed, but Pedro already said I'm a PO, so I can't go with that one. But no, it's crazy. Before I was a PO, my friend told me, my best friend, he was like, dude, you need to go out there and apply to be a cop, or something. And, you need to do something in the law enforcement, because you got that look, And I thought, well, why not? Let me try the military. Any military veterans or anybody in the military here? Nobody? Great. Okay, let's make fun of them for a little bit. I'm kidding. I love what they do, man. We got to give those guys a round of applause just for doing what they do. Yeah. They're out there fighting for us. And it's fantastic. So I thought about it. I said, why don't I join the military? You know what I mean? And it was pretty crazy because when I was there, I was right in front of three oral, I was doing an oral board. I wasn't giving oral. It's an oral board, deal. And so the three sergeants are there. The one in the middle looks at me. He's like, well, son, you want to be part of our military candidate. What makes you think you're worthy? And I'm like, I don't know, sir. I just heard you guys are looking for a few good men, and believe it or not, so am I. So when do we start? Hoorah. I'm not gay, by the way. My boyfriend is, so let's just keep that to a shh for right now, okay? I realized one thing. I could never be gay and own a GPS. Anybody own a GPS here? I could never be gay and own a GPS because the moment the GPS said, in 3 minutes, you will go straight for 500 miles. I'd be like, fuck you, I'm not ready to go straight. See, a lot of relationships, anybody in a relationship, like, very serious? Don't be shy. Y'all need to move to the front, man. I need to get some of you guys. Anybody here in a relationship? You two? Okay. Are y'all married or? Married. How long? Oh, 40 years. Holy crap. That is awesome. I can't keep a girlfriend for 40 minutes, man. The thing about being in a relationship, though, I mean, it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I love relationships. I've been in 1 or 2 or 3 or 8. But, the thing about being in a relationship is that when you guys are dating for the first time, everything is fantastic. You know what I'm saying? The guys could be having a moment, with their girl. She'll kind of lean over and she'll be like, baby, I want you to whisper dirty things into my ear. And he'll come out and be like, really? Yeah? You're gonna get it tonight, baby. Yeah, I love you. I'm gonna put it all over you. Something to that effect, right? But when you're married, it doesn't happen like that. You know what I mean? 40 years. Listen up, this has probably happened a few times. He'll be having a moment, and guys, we'll be doing something important, productive on a Sunday afternoon, like watching NFL football or something. You know what I mean? She'll lean over and she'll be like, baby, will you whisper dirty things into my ear? And at that moment, he's got the remote in his hand, and he's like, dirty things? Dishes. Huh? Toilet. The clothes. Your sister! Love relationships, man. Women are vicious, though. Women are vicious. I tell you what, man. The last girl that I dated, she came out, the first thing she told me, she's like, you want all this? You can have all this. All right, but I'm gonna warn you on something. I got PMS and a GPS, which means I'm a bitch and I will find you. Really? Of course, I met her here in FAR, so I mean, that's what, no, I'm kidding. My last wife, she told me that she wanted me to take her to the gynecologist for the first time. Really? Okay. And the thing about the gynecologist, it was a wonderful experience. Not really, but, I did anything she wanted to. We were having our first baby together, and she looked at me, she's like, baby, we are having this baby. You have to come with me, because what baby feels, daddy feels, right? And she would nod her head like I'm supposed to agree with her. So I'm like, sure, why not? All I'm hoping for is this doctor better not be hot, man. He better not be hot at all. Because she's over there in the room putting her makeup on, she's pregnant. I'm thinking, why do you gotta put makeup on and go to the gynecologist? This doesn't make any sense. Perfume, smells like Mary Kay fashion show or something. So we get there, and sure enough, he wasn't hot at all. He wasn't as Brad Pitt looking as I am. You know what I mean? So we're there, and sure enough, he was more of a, he looked like 80 years old, he had cracked out teeth, white hair. He kind of looked like that guy Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Y'all remember him? Yeah, he even sounded like him. He's like, oh, you ready for your gynecologist procedure? Here's a pap smear that'll take you back to 1955. Now lie down and open up your flux capacitor. He didn't really sound like that, but you can imagine. So I'm in the corner, and he gets down, does his thing, he opens her up, spread eagle, and of course he goes in with no gloves because we're in the valley, right? So, out of nowhere, all I hear is, okay? Hell's going on here, okay? Opens up his phone, he's like, yeah, you on your way? Hang a left. My wife, she's like, oh my God, yes, oh my God. Okay, yeah, when you get there, you're gonna go in and go north, and you're gonna hit a dead end, so you wanna do a turnaround. The whole time my wife's like, yes, oh my God, baby. When you get here, the doorbell's jammed, so you gotta give it a good push, okay? All right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, goodbye. I'm sorry, ma'am, where were we? She's like, I don't know, Doc, but can you repeat those directions? It's true. I'm not really up to par with a lot of the technology going on. I mean, I do it because we must, but technology is a real bitch, excuse my language, but it's just really tough to keep up. You know, I don't know, does anybody text message here? Text messaging is like the thing that's in right now. You know what I mean? It's still in, it's been in for a while, and it's probably not going to go anywhere for a long time. But text messaging, you know, it's not very user-friendly, especially when you have the new technology like the swipe thing, and it kind of reads your word, you spell it like 2 letters, and bam, the whole word comes out. Well, the other day I sent my friend a text message, and it was very simple. I just simply put, hey, you want to hang? When he got the text message, it said, hey, do you want to bang? So now he thinks I'm gay. Not very user-friendly at all. I have a Chinese friend, and he wants to be a comedian. He's a funny guy. I love him to death. You know, he wants to be a comedian, and so he's always sending me jokes. You know, so I responded after he sent me one. I went ahead and put, you know, the term that we put when something's funny. What is it? LOL. Y'all heard that? Well, he's Chinese, so I put ROR. And he was like, what is ROR? And I called him, I said, it's Ralph out loud. Chinese bastard. And, you know, speaking of Chinese, man, the other day I was putting gas station, and there was this Chinese guy. I mean, he was going off, man. He was going off on some guy on the phone. I'm like, he's like, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I had to intervene, man. I'm like, dude, you're in public, you know, come on, man. So I kind of, I said, excuse me, sir, would you mind not speaking that? You're in America. Speak Spanish, bitch. I've always wanted to be a weatherman, and I thought, man, if I could be, you know, I love our weathermen. We have some great weathermen here. Tim Smith, you know, Jeremy Owens. A lot of these guys are fantastic at what they do, but they all sound the same to me. You know what I mean? It just kind of sounds redundant. Like, you could pre-record it, play the same crap for a month, you know, and it won't change. But they sound good. They do really good at what they do. But I thought, you know, if I could be a different kind of weatherman, what kind of weatherman would I be? Let's add some spice in here. You know what I'm saying? Let's add some spice. So I thought, why not be a gay weatherman? You know what I mean? So we'd have like Oscar Adame. He'd be like, well, we've got Mark over here going to be giving you the weather forecast over the next 24 hours. Mark, what do you have in stock for us? I'd be like, yes, thank you so much, Oscar Adame. So let's just kind of start off right up here, the western panhandles. We got heavy gusts of wind starting to develop, and they're going to kind of start blowing our way just like this. Sorry, old prison habits. Kind of tone it down here, San Antonio, Austin area. Very heated, lots of precipitation, excuse me. Yes, but they are going to be totally bombarded by a huge heat blast from behind, so we're not looking too good over here. Let's just kind of tone it down here to the Rio Grande Valley, the ball sack of Texas. This is my favorite place right here. Lots of moisturizer building up over the next course of the hours. And we're going to get sprayed upon by a few golden showers, so I'm really looking forward to that. But we're definitely going to keep you updated over the next 24 hours on your weather forecast. I'm sorry. Oscar, back to you, bitch. Thank you. Guys, I'm going to pass the mic back over. It's been a pleasure. I'm Mark the Mexicant. I'll be hanging around talking with you folks afterwards, so thank y'all very much, guys. Love y'all.
Very much, Mark. Thank you. Marco Labarrieta, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm glad that you're all here today. And I know I have my papers here somewhere. Not my immigration papers. My papers, well, my green card. No, I was born in the United States of America. Why do I have to say that? Anyhow, I am very happy to be here. I said that already, but that's what I say when I don't know what else to say, because it's nice. I'm happy to be here. Yes, my next guest, ladies and gentlemen, I remember meeting him personally about almost a month and a half ago outside the sidewalk in the front of the Bar Literacy Project, because I have an office here. I'm the artistic director for the community theater. And I was talking to another friend of mine about a play that I'm directing, and here's this guy leaning on by the wall there, waiting with a baseball cap, and I'm talking to this one friend of mine about a play, and this pleasant man, he says, "Oh yeah, you're doing a play? Yeah, what's it about?" It's about the Vietnam War. And he says, "Oh, that's interesting." And I said, "Hey, are you interested in acting?" He says, "Oh, I'm a singer, and I'm Cha Jimenez." He says, and I go, "Whoa. You're Cha Jimenez?" And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "Man, I've been a fan of yours for a long, long, long time, Cha." And then I found out that he was also a Vietnam veteran. And Cha Jimenez is a good friend now, and he's also playing a role in the play Pat and Lyndon. You know? And I tell you, I honestly, I was starstruck because I used to be a disc jockey at Cállate La Fabulosa de Mission McAllen with Mr. Ed Gomez, who owned the station. Some of you may have known him. Humberto Pedraza, who was the director, and Javier Martinez, and Jose Luis Villarreal, and Joe Morales. And I was Pete García, aquí en KIRT, La Fabulosa. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Muy buenas tardes. Tenemos más música para todos ustedes, pero primero queremos invitarles para que oigan más música. Aquí tenemos Cha Jimenez y los Chachos. And I would play their music. And man, I just loved it. In the 80s, when I listened to Cha-Cha, and in the 90s, I felt a lot of pride. I liked the way they harmonized the voices, and I loved hearing the music. I would go out and hear him sing, and I would dance, and I never met him personally until about a month and a half ago. And he is also a student here at the Bar Literacy Project, and he's going to talk more about that in a moment. Cha-Cha has won numerous awards in his nearly 50-year span as a musician, and Hall of Fame awards, many recipients. He's been a recipient of many awards, and we're going to talk about that as well. I love the man. He's a great humanitarian, a soulful person, and he's going to come out and sing a song for us first, and then he's going to sit down here and chat with me for a little bit, and then sing a little bit more for you all, okay? Very well. It's going to be quite a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring him out right now. Oh, yeah, and we're also going to be giving away a CD at the end. It's a new thing I'm doing. I'm just going to raffle. My friend Dolly is going to come up, and she's going to give you all a ticket. And if you all have questions, we can also allow a microphone to go by so that you can ask questions to Cha-Cha. And we're also going to reminisce on an old video, if I can get that on the screen in a little bit, of his old days. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring him out right now to you. His name is Abelardo Cha Jimenez. Let's give it up for Cha Jimenez.
Contigo
Awesome, Cha-Cha. Awesome,
How
please.
are you doing, Mr. Pedro?
I'm doing great, sir. It's a pleasure,
You
sir.
still remember that by the sidewalk?
Yeah, man. That was cool, man. Have a seat, Cha-Cha. Have a seat for a moment. Yeah. I was totally like, whoa, man, it's Cha-Cha. I didn't know it was you. Let me put this on you right here.
Sure.
brother.
Does it bite?
No, it doesn't. There you go. And I'm going to put on mine right here, too, because we're doing this like with the Johnny Carson television show.
You said you were gonna give away a CD or
Testing. Yeah, I got a CD.
Well, better yet, why don't we just, I brought some posters to give away to the people also, so.
Well, that'll be just nice. I'm glad to have you here.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. First of all, I want to thank Grandma and Grandpa. And Michael's and her husband. You know, these people, they play a big role here at the Fire Leaders Center. And yourself also, right? And man, without their help, I wouldn't be anyone. You know, I decided to educate myself. I should have done this when I was growing up, but I didn't have a childhood, much of a childhood. You know, I was so busy with my music. I was born with it. So I was 12 in my family, so I had to help my mom and dad. And as I was growing up, I left home when I was 10 years old, and I haven't been back since. Wow. And then I met this wonderful person here, this gal from Mercedes, Texas, which is my lovely wife. She's here out there somewhere. Cha Jimenez.
Well, Cha-Cha, and you're here at the PLP, speaking of education. What is it that you're getting here?
Oh, I have a wonderful teacher, man. Eric Sepulveda. His mom and dad are somewhere in the audience, right? He told me that you're all such big fans of my life. I love that. I love you all, and I love you all as an audience. I'm used to entertaining 9,000, 10,000, 20,000 people. And like when we went to Las Vegas, my wife and I, about 4 years ago, I didn't expect to be called back for an encore. I just went to perform and that's it, you know. And I came back with the biggest surprise in my life. And I believe that God gave it to me, you know. It's an encore. I didn't expect to go steal the show from no one.
Well,
But I guess when God is on your side, everything is possible, you know.
we're glad that you're here at Fire Literacy Project pursuing your education, Cha-Cha, and also you were speaking of your childhood. I read that you grew up nearby Kingsville. Tell us about that, and also tell us about how you became Cha-Cha. That's interesting.
That should be interesting. That'll be $50.
Oh my God.
See, when I was 6 years old, I used to practice a lot with a cousin of mine. He's with the Lord now. He passed away many years ago. I was 6 years old, and he started me into music, right? And we used to practice every day, every chance we got, right? And you know, like we were 12 in my family, we were very poor. I used to sleep in a dirt floor. That's how I was raised. Very poorly, I mean, poor conditions and everything. And I'm not ashamed to say that, because when you go for a dream, and if you wish that it'll come true, if you really truly believe in it, you know. And my cousin used to play with me a lot, and so my mom, there used to be such stores, Levine's, remember those Levine stores? Or my mom, there was 9 brothers and 3 sisters, right? And my mom didn't know the difference, right? So she went and bought us girl sandals. It started with girl sandals, right? And my cousin saw me one day with the girl sandals on. I used to walk barefoot to school. I said, wow, man, what a beautiful chachita. You know, whoever thought that name was going to be That's how I got the name.
Wow. So you grew up in the Alice area?
I was born and raised in Kingsville
I see.
by the King Ranch. So.
And tell us about your earlier times with the famous Conjunto Bernal.
Okay,
How did you get your start?
All right, I was discovered by Eloy Bernal, the Conjunto Bernal, in it was about 1959. You know, and I was playing. I had a trio, and I used to play in Corpus Christi at Padre Island. I had a contract for about 5 years there, one night, Eloy Bernal came in there to the nightclub in Padre Island, and he heard my voice, right? He said, how would you like to, I was 12 years old. How would you like to sing for Conjunto Vernacular?
Yeah, they were real big at that.
And I used to dream when I was growing up that someday I'll be with Conjunto Bernal. My dream came true. I was being paid about $800 a week. It was in the 1960s, early 60s. I remember I used to buy my mother, may she rest in peace, $20 worth of groceries, about 6-7 bags. And I was still in change back, right? Nowadays you can't buy nothing with $20, right?
Gas was what? Gas was like about
That's about it.
20 cents a gallon of gas or something like that. Gas.
So I've been through a lot of changes in my life, and who didn't want the position that I got? And that's how I got kicked out of school because of that. I used to go to class, and in the fourth grade I used to go to sleep, because I traveled every day, And I wasn't married, I was just a little lad, a young lad, and making big money, and I needed that money from my family, right?
So this was the early 60s and stuff, and you're with the Conjunto Bernal, and how long did that last?
It lasted for about 4 years. And then in 1962, I told you that we traveled with the Bob Hope Special.
This is something
I got to
very
travel with
interesting.
Bob Hope. That was a break of a lifetime. Imagine me traveling with Bob Hope with Conjunto Bernal, and those beautiful voices they had. So I was a big part of that also.
Yeah, the Conjunto Bernal was the only Hispanic or Spanish language act booked to perform for the troops in 1960. Conjunto Bernal.
Along with Anne Margaret.
Yeah, along with Anne Margaret. So of course, oh man, Anne Margaret, I remember Elvis Presley and Anne Margaret, yeah. So Cha-Cha, you're in, you went to do that in Vietnam with Bob
And
Hope.
then, when I came back, I played with the Fabulosos Cuatro here from the valley, from the galley. And I got drafted in 1968, so I didn't last too long back in the States. And now I went for the real thing, that I got to go to Vietnam.
Yes, and of course, that's a large part of Cha-Cha's life too, one that I thank him for his service, and of course his comrades. And in the play that we're doing, I mentioned earlier, Pat and Lyndon, he's playing the role of Marcel. Marcel runs a Cafe Saigon in Vietnam. And he likes playing music and entertaining.
Are you sure I'm not a gigolo or anything?
Well, there is that one scene where you come out with the two waitresses.
Wow.
So that you got out of the army as a decorated sergeant,
Yes, sir.
and I'm sure you had some big experiences over there.
Oh, I surely did.
And if there's anything you want to share with us.
No, nothing. It's just, it feels wonderful to fight for your country, for what you believe in. And I know a lot of our friends have stayed behind. I was one of the lucky ones that got back, even though I had a very, very, what would you call that, a very hectic MOS, with the radio operator.
Military
I
occupation.
carried the backpack radio. That's communications, But I made it back.
Yeah, and that's a great thing for us, because after you got back, you got started with the Cha-Cha.
When I got back, I got my old job back with Conjunto Bernal again, And then in 1976, with that funny name I got, Cha Jimenez, I started the band Los Chachos. It rhymes Cha-Cha and Los Chachos, right? And I remember people used to make fun of the name, Cha-Cha and Los Chachos, that sounds cartoony. Well, it didn't sound too cartoony, making $30,000 a weekend.
Yeah.
For a long time.
And lots of hits on YouTube too. You can hear some of the music of the Chachos and Cha Jimenez, of course, with his. All of us had longer hair back then. Right?
I was the first Tejano, I was the first Chicano Tejano
Yeah.
that had an afro.
That's the Cha-Cha I remember. So when I saw him leaning against the building, during his break.
Now I have a very low overhead.
That was part of the reason why I go, man, Cha-Cha, you're Cha-Cha. And I remember I was telling him, man, one of my Ando todo enamorado, ando todo enamorado. And of course, I don't know how to sing, but all of us, we like to sing our favorite singer songs, right? And I would always try to sing that, but because of the harmony. One of the things about Cha and Los Chachos was his harmony, the gravelly voice that you hear here with the harmony, able to adapt it with other voices and
I am an arranger. I'm an arranger of music. The reason I was coming here to school, and I'm going to keep coming here until I go to college, right? My biggest dream is to pursue my career. Since I've been a musician all my life, I wanted to be a cook. I wanted to be a chef. Actually. You know, that's how it is, you know. But knowing what I know right now in music, man, I mean, todo lo que me falta is just learn how to write music. Because I know it all through my years of experience. And I learned it the hard way. And it'll come very easy to me once I learn how to put it in music paper, you know.
And this great voice of yours, Chacha, the soul, the harmony, the soul that you put into it, where does this come from? Do you dig deep for it? Or you were mentioning also some influence you had from
when I sing a song, I can destroy a song, and I can make it into a better song. And if I can make it into a better song, I better not mess with it, right? So what I do is I listen to it, and if I like it so much, why destroy it? Just leave it as it is. And when I think I can do some justice to it, I'll just go ahead and do it. You know, and like I was telling you before, I sing from the heart. I was born that way, you know. God gave me this special gift in my heart, and it runs through my veins, you know. It's my first love, you know. Besides my wife, you know. When I first married my wife, here's a this is not a joke, for real. When I first married my wife, she didn't talk to me for about 2 weeks. You know, newlyweds, and I was wondering why. So I went and told her the whole truth, but I didn't mean to hurt her feelings that way. You know, which is your first love? My guitar. That's what puts food on the table, right? We talked about it, you know, but now we've been married, man, 25 years. So that's a long time.
Well, I have a very good friend that he was my landlord for a long time, and Mr. Tony Aguirre from McAllen. I asked him, oiga, Mr. Aguirre, ¿quiere venir a ver la obra de teatro que voy a presentar? Pues déjame ver si quiere ir la guitarra. And that's what he tenderly calls his wife, his guitar. Let me see if my guitar wants to go with me. Yeah, Chacha, when you were performing back in the 80s and 90s for big crowds, what was the reaction of the audience, and how did you feel every night when you went out? What was it?
I tell you what, I felt like I was in a dream, man. You know, to me it's a dream come true. Till this day, just to be one of the guys, you know, that got the luckiest break in the world. Which other kid my age would have loved to have had my part?
At 12 years old.
You understand? And it served me as a big experience in my life, you know. And believe me, I have been around. In this business, there's a lot of envy, and there's a lot of everything, you know. Why can't we just work together as a unit, as brothers and sisters, you know? But I guess I'll just drop that subject because we can get deep in it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how about if you entertain us for a little bit?
How about if I sing a song?
We'll come back and talk a little bit more. Let's hear Chacha at what he does wonderfully.
Qué bonito.
Thank you so much. I owe it all to my friend Pedro here, man. Un aplauso to Pedro, yeah. I love to sing from my heart, you know. I'll tell you what, I'm going to sing a song. And when I sing a song, normally I love to talk about it, you know. Not to make it so long either. If you can listen to the words, and this is what I'm talking about. Just hear the words. Escúchame. Quiero decirte algo. que quizás no entienda. Doloroso, tal vez. Hay una vez que aunque me duele el alma, yo necesito hablarte. Y así lo haré. Nosotros que nos queremos tanto, que desde que nos vimos amándonos estamos. Nosotros que del amor hicimos un sol maravilloso, romance tan divino. Nosotros que nos queremos tanto, que debemos separarnos, no me preguntes más, no es falta de cariño, te quiero con el alma, te juro que te adoro, y a nombre de ti amor y por tu bien, te digo adiós. Nosotros que del amor hicimos un sol maravilloso, romance tan divino. Nosotros que nos queremos tanto, debemos separarnos, no me preguntes más, no es falta de cariño, te quiero con el alma, te juro que te adoro, y a nombre de ti amor y por tu bien, te digo adiós. I can go from a trio. By the way, those are los Panchos. I got a new CD coming out, pretty soon, los Panchos. And this man, this other mariachi, go ahead and play. This is one of my favorite songs in my life. And if I was to die tomorrow, this song goes with me. And before I leave this place tonight, I want to sing a song that describes exactly who I am. You don't mind that, right? Go ahead and play it. Y otra vez entre tus brazos desperté llorando y alegría, ubiqué la cara con tus manos para seguirte amando todavía. Me despertaste tú casi dormido y me querías decir no sé qué cosa, pero callé tu boca con mis besos. Y así pasaron muchas horas. Cuando llegó la noche apareció la luna y entró por la ventana. Qué cosa más bonita cuando la luz del cielo iluminó tu cara. me volví a meter entre tus brazos y me querías decir
Date del corazón.
no sé qué cosa, pero callé tu boca con mis besos y así pasaron muchas horas. Eso es mariachi, díselo. Cuando llegó la noche, apareció la luna y entró por la ventana. Pero qué cosa más bonita cuando la luz del cielo iluminó tu cámara. Me volví a meter entre tus brazos y me querías decir no sé qué cosa, pero callé tu boca por mis besos y así pasaron muchas horas y así pasaron muchas horas. I wanted to sing y'all a song. This song describes me. It's who I really am. And I'm who that you accept me for what I am. ¿Cómo puedo pagar que me dieran a ti por todas mis canciones? Yo me he puesto a pensar y no alcanzo a cumplir tan lindas intenciones. Yo he ganado dinero para comprarme un mundo más bonito que el nuestro. Pero todo lo aviento porque quiero morirme como muere mi pueblo. Yo quisiera saber qué se siente tener millones y millones. Si tuviera con qué, compraría para mí otros 2 corazones para hacerlo vibrar en otro amor encontrar tan lindas intenciones y poderles pagar que me quieran a mí por todas mis canciones. De veras. Muchas gracias. van conmigo hasta la muerte y poderles tocar que me quieran a mí por todas mis canciones.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for that wonderfully deserved applause for Mr. Cha Jimenez. Yes, soulful performance, very beautiful performance. We're gonna sit down for a little bit here, and well, Cha, that was from way inside of your heart and your soul. How is it that? Let me put this on real quick here. As far as focus and concentration as a singer, what can you tell us about that?
It's something that comes naturally, really,
Yeah.
and maybe the way I feel right now.
Well, you know,
And I'm sorry, but this is just the way I feel.
well, you know, we are very, very fortunate that you can share some of the deepest part of you as a singer and a performer. It is wonderful because, you know, you have a tremendous amount of experience as a singer, as a performer, and it was something that you dreamed of as a little boy. I was telling Chacha the other day, I want a screenwriter to write a movie about Jose Alfredo Jimenez, and I want to cast him in the lead role.
I never told you that me, Jose Alfredo Jimenez, this is for real, this is the whole truth. When I was with Conjunto Verán in the 60s, I traveled with Jose Alfredo, and I sang with him in varias ocasiones, side by side with him. You know. I don't know if we were related, but I know that we have three things in common. And those things, I don't know, I feel them all over my body and everything. In 1947, I was born in 1947. In 1947, Jose Alfredo Jimenez recorded his first song, which was one of the biggest hits, Ella. Remember that song?
Yes.
All right, I was born in 1947. That's something in common right there. In 1976, Jose Alfredo Jimenez passed away. In 1976, I followed the chachos, right? That's the second thing in common. The third thing in common we have, may he rest in peace, and he's Jimenez like I am, you know? And I think that's beautiful.
It is. It means
We carry the same talents.
it means a lot to you.
It means a lot to me.
And Chacha, tell us a little bit about the fun things that happened down the road. Did you used to tour from the Rio Grande Valley?
Oh, yes.
What were some of the cities that you toured? And
Oh,
tell us
man.
about one funny incident that may have happened with that.
Okay, one funny incident was in Phoenix, Arizona. When I was a young lad. This guy, he was, you know, people work in the coal mines in Arizona, the mountains over there. And this man, we got there about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a weekend, it was on a Friday. It was supposed to be his wedding anniversary. And we got there, yeah, the guy said, come on in, guys, and put your instruments, set up your instruments. We're gonna be here all day, man. The dance starts at 8 o'clock. You know, it's gonna be packed, man. I know what I'm telling you. We're gonna have a party. It's my anniversary. I already paid Paulino. Hey, you know what that means. I already paid Paulino all his money, man, so I don't know nobody nothing. If you all just have fun, man. 8 o'clock rolled around, and nobody was there. 9 o'clock rolled around, nobody was there. 10:30 rolled around, the dance was over at 12, right? And we noticed something funny, man, that there was a lot of bottles in the bar, in the travel, right? And only him and his wife. And then trejos de baños con hielo, you know, and lots of drinks, cokes and everything.
Any beer?
Hey, but no, I didn't beer and all that. But you know, when 11:45 rolled around, we noticed that this guy and this lady, you know, his wife, whatever she was, they were punching each other, but they were having a big pay-per-view or something. And they were fighting, and then this guy grabbed her by the hair, right?
Oh, my God.
He got too damn serious already. It got out of hand. And then he comes by and tells us, you know what, Cha-Cha? You know what? Stop the stupid dance. This dance is never worth a damn anyway. Anyway, it's already being paid for, man, so get the hell out of here, guys. That was, I guess, that was the gotta kick out of that. That was funny.
Chacha, you've Fabulosos Cuatro, Conjunto Bernal. What are some of the other greats that you've been accompanied with? I know there's a lot, but mention a few.
I used to sing with Juan Armendariz. You ever heard of him? Juan Armendariz, a guy from Fremont.
I have not.
From Flores area. He had a big orchestra like Latin Grease.
Oh, wow.
And I used to live in Fort Worth with that. He passed away. And I played with a lot of great people, you know. And I had fun meeting some beautiful, great people. You know.
Well, you know, I'd like my production assistant Dolly, the lovely Dolly, la hermosa Dolly, si puede prender la luz, por favor.
And my wife can come over here and pass out the posters.
Dolly has a microphone. She wants it's a cordless, un micrófono inalámbrico para si alguien tiene una pregunta. She's going to turn on the line. We can ask Cha-Cha.
Feel free to ask me questions. Just don't ask me for money because I don't have it.
Does anybody have a question? ¿Tiene alguna pregunta que quieran hacerle a Cha-Cha o un comentario? You can also make a comment if you'd like. There's one right here.
I wanted to know, how many instruments do you play, or do you just play the guitar?
¿Cuántos instrumentos? I play the piano. I play the piano accordion. I play three-row accordion. I play the bass. But my main instrument is my voice. God-given voice.
There's another question.
Do you have any kids? And if you do, are they musicians too?
All right, that's a good question. I'm going to answer you. As God is listening to me right now, I have a child. My son right now is about 36 years old. I never met him in my life because they turned him against me when he was born. So that marriage didn't last not even over a year. My son right now, he called me after 35 years to look for his dad. And I got to speak to him at least 5 minutes, you know. And to me it was a thrill. Because I'm still his father, regardless. I never did any harm to him or anything. But he's a counselor, and he's very well educated, and he's got kids. And he wanted his kids to meet his famous grandpa. I haven't met him yet, so I hope someday I'll get to meet him. Let me finish I'm sorry. I raised a daughter, my wife's daughter, and she's my stepdaughter. I raised her when she was 8 years old, and man, she's the loveliest thing, man. I could actually say I'm her real father, you know, and I love her to death. And I'm also a foster parent. I have a daughter that I adopted in Corpus Christi. She's about 34 years old, and I'm a grandpa also. And my stepdaughter right now, her name is Veronica. She used to dance for just a snake charmer that was Vipers, from the Vipers. And right now she's trying to settle in Houston with Houston Rockets. Okay, so she's getting somewhere in life, and she's going to college. I'm very proud of that.
Yes, I have a question for you. In the future, would you happen to do any live concerts, maybe?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I just released that new CD. It's been selling like mad, and I don't get no airplay. And I don't need airplay because the name is there. It's there to stay. You know, so thanks to people like you all. And you know what? I'll be honest with you guys. I love my audience. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. And the way I sing is because you make me sing this way. You know, and I don't cheat you any. I mean, my singing to you is I owe you more than that. You know, and I wish all singers were that way. You know, because I know some singers, I won't mention names, that are so stuck up. They believe just performing and getting out of the stage and you know, sing again. And I love to talk to people. I love to meet people, me and my wife. My wife, by the way, she's my manager.
Dolly, ya tenemos boletos ahorita. Si alguien tiene una pregunta, you can still make a question. We have some boletos que Dolly, si puede pasar un boleto
Marina, pass the posters,
y
please.
romperlo por la mitad para que tengan un número. Cut them in half.
If you can look at my wife over here, she's got some posters. You
Y
can get one.
nosotros
Feel free to get one.
Yeah, this is for the oh yeah, for the Cha Jimenez posters.
Ahí viene una copia de my autobiography. You can say that, my awards and everything. It's not up to date, because I got some more though.
There's another question, yes, sir.
Sí, I just wanted to say that I think you have one of the most amazing voices in
Well, thank you so
Tejano
much.
music. I always enjoy listening to your music ever since I was
Oh,
chavalillo, man.
you steal my heart with that.
And it always brings me back, to the valley. Ahora vivo en Houston, so.
¿Estás en Houston?
Sí.
That's a beautiful city, man. Beautiful.
Thank you. Pero tenía una pregunta.
Okay.
On behalf of my sister, unfortunately, she couldn't come. She's a caregiver for my father.
All right.
Pero she wanted to know que hay una canción que se llama Todo Murió. It's from your album.
Todo se murió.
Sí, creo que está en el álbum de Yo Conozco Unos Ojos.
Sí.
She wanted to know who is the singer on that track.
Se llama Guti Rodríguez.
Guti.
He's from La Joya, Texas.
Es de La Joya.
Yeah, y el grupo se llamaba Dice Band, como
Okay.
los dados.
Ajá.
And we had to change the name to Los Chachos because the radio station wouldn't play their music. Why not? Yeah, that's a lucky break, right? But I still kept them los Dice Band.
Okay.
I never take away what's not mine, really. But if I can use someone to get into that door, open that door, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, Dolly, ¿está pasando los boletos? Sí. Porque vamos a hacer la rifa en un momento. You know who just arrived also? The young singer who was supposed to sing at the beginning of the show.
And I'll tell you what, man, she's awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta bring her up here, man.
Well, what do you say? We bring her? Yeah, we let her
I
sing.
want you to hear this young lady, man.
Okay.
You know why you should bring her up here? I was listening to what she said yesterday, and she's from the heart. She's educated, she's gonna go to college, she's for medical thing, right?
Yeah, en medicina.
Yeah, for medicine.
Yep.
And then her other career is music. But wait till you hear her voice, man. I mean, Whitney Houston, watch out. En serio, that's all I gotta tell you.
Well, let's do this then. Yes?
Otra pregunta.
Another question. Because we're going to keep Chacha here for a little bit more after we hear Grecia, and then we're going to have Chacha sing a couple more songs, and then we're going to call it a night. I know it's getting a little bit later, ladies and gentlemen, but if you would like to stay another 10-15 minutes.
Ahorita Marta les aventó, ¿no?
Yeah, Marco La Barrieta.
Un aplauso to Marta, our media director.
So before we bring up Grecia, and Chacha and I will walk off the stage and we'll sit down, but before we do that, we'll sit down and then we'll come back, Chacha. Let's have one more question, another question or comment, por favor.
Yes, you said you wanted to go back to college to get a degree in music. Do
You know what inspired me to still my language? You know what inspired me to do that? To go to college, to go to school? One time I'm a couch potato at the house, spending my time doing nothing, because you know what, I'm 100% disabled from Vietnam, right? And I'm getting a pretty hefty check, me and my wife, right? So what really got me going, got me started, I saw this 97-year-old man, and I'm pretty sure some of you did. He graduated from Pan American, 97 years old, with a degree. And I said to myself, what the hell am I doing sitting at this couch watching nothing? Really? Getting old for doing nothing. And this man was putting his life to work, to good use. That's really what gave me el ánimo to continue my school. That inspired me.
That is inspiring that you are going to go back to college and get your degree in music. Do you plan, when you do graduate, to teach your style of music? Because there aren't that many professors or music teachers who would educate the masses on the style of music, because your style of music is what some people in our generation would call a classic Mexican sound that you don't hear anymore. I mean, this is from generations past, and this style of music or this genre of music will die or pass away if people like yourself do not train others in your style, because this music needs to go on forever, so our grandchildren,
Well,
and
believe
their,
me, my friend, if I do graduate, I intend to do that. That was my intention.
that's,
Well, thank you, and we're gonna, because Grecia was so kind enough to make it all the way over here, she's gonna sing one song for us, so we wanted to give her this audience, and then we'll come back and finish it up with Cha-Cha. If you all have the time to hang out with us, we appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. Grecia, would you come up, please? Let's hear it. We have to unplug you, sir. Yeah. You're not wireless. All right.
Give it up for Brescia.
Let me get the microphone for you. Grecia, how are you today, Grecia? ¿Cómo estás? Bien. Okay. Estás más alta que ayer. Okay. Let's turn off the house light, please, and let's thank you, Grecia. Thanks, Robert.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I won't go home, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you. My darling, bittersweet memories. That is all I am taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And I will always love you. I will always love I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of. Whoa. And I'm wishing you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. Whoa. And I will always love you.
17 years old. Grecia vive en Hidalgo, Texas. Tiene 17 años. What are your plans in the future, Grecia?
Going to college.
That's a good thing, going to college. In college, you can get knowledge. More knowledge. So, do you have any plans as far as, I think Chacha was mentioning earlier, medicine is one thing you mentioned to us yesterday.
Yes, I want to study medicine. I want to be a pediatrician.
Yes, and how about your music? Will you continue to study music as well?
If they find me.
So, who did you bring tonight?
I brought my mother, my little sister, my cousin, and a friend.
Special friend?
A friend.
La mamá es siempre la mejor manejadora. Your mother y la mejor que te apoya y que habla bonito de ti y todo. Ayer, no, hombre, la mamá bien orgullosa de su hija, claro que sí. Y gracias por haberla traído, por haber venido. Gracias, te deseamos mucha suerte.
Yes.
Gracias. Un aplauso. Very good. Thank you very much. Chacha's going to perform a couple more songs for us.
You should never let go. That's how I started. They gave me a break.
Hey, you know, there's a lot of Brad Pitts and a lot of, what's that girl's name again? Meryl Streeps. A lot of talented people in this world, you know, so whether it's at home, at your get together with your friends, in the shower, in the car, out on the levee, you know, on a really nice night that you're trying to walk up dinner. I used to do that. I used to sing. Ladies and gentlemen, again, Cha Jimenez can perform for us. And then we're going to do the raffle. Okay.
Before I leave, this is the last song I'm going to sing for you guys. I'd like to recognize somebody. This guy is a very good friend of mine, and I've known him for a while now. His name is Jake, and this guy, he used to work for the school, and I'm a photographer, he's still a photographer. And his lovely wife that's in the audience down there. Un aplauso para Jake. I'm going to sing a song about my cousin. He was very famous con Conjunto Bernal. You probably know this guy. Once he Puentes, he wrote songs, man, I mean, by the hundreds, you know. One of my most wonderful songs he wrote is this one. It says like this. ¿Cómo no te de querer? Si yo nunca había encontrado un amor que me quisiera como habías querido tú. Como no te de extrañar, si contigo tengo todo lo que quiera y cuando quiera, como no te de querer, como no me has de poder. Y yo siento por las noches que me agarra un sentimiento por lo que sufro por ti. ¿Cómo no te de querer? Si he oído tanta gente que te dicen que me deje y tú sigues junto a mí. ¿Cómo no te de querer? Si en mi mente está tu amor. ¿Cómo no te de extrañar? Si en mi corazón estás tú. Pero cómo no me has de poder. Y yo siento por las noches que me agarra un sentimiento por lo que sufro por ti. ¿Cómo
also va con los boletos. Dolly is going to come and come up with the boletos. And let me mic Cha again.
No more than that.
Mic. Yeah, let's turn on the light. Let me a house light, please. Let me put this right here.
Am I that dark?
Can we have a house light, please? Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. Dolly, ¿puede sacar usted un boleto, por favor? Chequen su boleto porque si usted tiene el boleto ganador, se va a ganar el CD de los Chachos, if you have the right number. Diga el número.
Termina en 398.
Mira nomás.
It ends in 398.
¿Qué más
Thank you.
cerquita no pueden estar, verdad?
And don't forget, before you leave tonight, we'd like you all to take a flyer for the Pat and Linden show. Dolly va a pasar esos flyers para ustedes. Also, next Friday, we have another conjunto legend here, conjunto artist, Mr. Wally Gonzalez.
Yes, my son?
Yeah, the short-legged texter.
Yeah.
He'll be here, Mr. Funny Man himself, Wally Gonzalez. So that's at 6:30 next Friday. But right now, we're speaking to the man right here. Mr. Abelardo Cha Jimenez. A lot of you didn't know his name is Abelardo. I know. Cha Jimenez.
Es que está más fácil que me conozcan por Chacha, ¿verdad?
Well, you know, so many memories, so many great dances, so many albums, so many pictures of you with a great, nice afro, a smile all the time, you know, and all your comrades and music right there with you.
Qué hermosura, qué bonito. If I were to repeat it all over again, I would do it. I swear to God. I had a wonderful life as a musician. Too bad I wasn't educated, but there's still time for that.
Well, you're a soulful man, you're a wise man, you know, you have love in your heart, you know. I mean, that's a great education, man, the love that we have in our heart for one another and for life. In our play, Pat and Linden, about the Vietnam War, which Cha-Cha is a part of, I want you to come see that play. When you get one of these flyers, make sure it's going to run through the 6th.
We're going to be doing several shows, right?
Several shows, yeah.
We're going to wind up at the McAllen Convention Center, right?
Absolutely, also at the McAllen Convention Center for the LZ Welcome Home Veterans Day for the Vietnam soldiers in McAllen. So, you know, it's been a pleasure. It's been a great pleasure having all of you, ladies and gentlemen, here as well.